AI, the big topic on everyone's, on most people's mouths. Some people do not want to have anything to do with it. Welcome to yet another interesting video.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm Toby.
I'm Faith.
So, do you remember this video? There was this video online. I think it was just as we entered the new year in 2024 by this lady. She was saying how we all have to forget about AI in 2024 because people were using pictures to create AI to create pictures of people with like 5 fingers.
Because what go make una sorry for AI. Anything we just reach Nigeria and so we go use until it go get there. Everybody don't talk to AI finish. Have you drink the amala? Waiting.
And things like that. And I think that this is the perception that most people have about AI. People do not really understand what it is and what you can do with it. And it brings me back to every new technology that has come into existence. I remember it was in 2020, was that the Y2K year?
No,
2000. In year 2000, we were told all our computers will go off. So every time there's new technology, there's always a reasonable amount of fear.
Yeah, so for every new thing, you tell me about it, like new phone, new upgrade, there's always a fear associated with it.
Yeah.
You don't know, there's always a fear of change.
Of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown. That is basically part of the human life and the human sensibilities.
True.
So you don't know what could happen.
What could happen? Might I disappear?
Yeah. They told us in 2000 that we were that 12 midnight.
Yeah.
All of us would disappear.
We're in church praying. I remember very correctly. I was praying.
Our computers were going to explode and all of that.
It was all manner of things.
But then it didn't quite happen that way.
We're here.
And here we are, right? So there's always a fear associated with anything new, especially technology.
Yeah.
Because we don't even trust that the person who put it together has good intentions.
Yeah.
So with a new laptop, a new, type of technology, a new app, right? What's behind it?
Do you remember when a group of people were afraid of the TV?
Yeah.
It was called a devil's box. So even things that are now significantly mundane, like we're so used to it. I mean, people are even moving away from using televisions. People now use projectors in their houses.
Yes, and smart TVs.
And
which
smart
are
TVs.
beyond just the mere television. But one of the things I know
Yeah.
is that we're human and what we create, when we see the disadvantages, we are able to take steps to mitigate it. Now there are privacy laws, there are data, privacy laws. There are all sorts of laws that surround the use of information and apps. It's not optimal, like 100% foolproof, but it's there for protection. So those fears are there, but then I know that because we are always, creative and thinking ahead, there are always things to help,
Laws to protect.
laws and systems to mitigate this. Now we have antivirus. In the past, you would just be typing and see that everything is gone.
Everything is crashed. I mean, to some level, we now have hackers, so there's like a higher level of concern. But I mean, beyond the fears and everything, AI has its benefits. So I mean, we think that AI just came into existence in the recent past year in 2023. But if you think about it, when you're typing on your computer and it gives you suggestions, that's AI right there. So I think the key to everything new is to, first of all, try to understand what is it that we're dealing with, and then obviously try to figure out how you can use it. I don't believe that people should just stay away from using AI because they're afraid of it, because it has its benefits. And beyond that, it's here to stay. And so you have to take advantage of every new technology. So if you decide for yourself, I wouldn't be part of this, it means that there will be a whole industry, a whole opportunity that you will decide not to be part of. So I would say that people have to learn about, the workings of AI. First of all, as an educator, I know that I was really terrified about AI, because when AI was really blown up, especially to us in Nigeria, it came in the form of ChatGPT. And we saw how ChatGPT could create essays, create a whole paper, So all we could think about was children are going to cheat with this. It's going to be our children are going to be lazy. Now nobody's going to do the work of research anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you just put in an instruction, you know, a prompt for ChatGPT, and you have, you know, so we're afraid. And of course, because it's AI, you don't have to even know your spellings anymore. So as an educator, I was really, I was very much on the fence about using AI on any level, but I've come to the understanding that it has its benefits.
Yeah.
So it makes, so you could do work that you could have possibly done in a week, even sometimes 2 weeks, in less than a day. Sometimes you can get a lot of work done in 30 minutes if you know the correct prompts with an AI.
Yeah.
I know that one of the challenges that we face as educators, especially when you tend to be working on a budget, is in gaining teacher resources. They prove to be very expensive.
Yeah.
And so teaching aid or picture aids were really hard to come by. So some schools relied on using projectors to project, you know, their lessons, and they'll have the images and the videos, you know, projected on a projector for the children to see on a screen. But that's not a benefit that every school enjoys. Some children do not have access to those type of schools. So one of the things I would say that AI has provided is that there are tools that teachers can, with a text, create a picture. So you can do a text instruction and AI will create an image for you of whatever you wanted. And even Canva is not a fully AI tool, but they utilize AI in some of their work. I mean, Canva for education provides magic instructions or magic suggestions to make it easy for teachers to create their lessons. So, you know, it helps with grammar, you know, suggestions on ideas. And so that's great, you know, for education. So I would say that it's made my work as an educator significantly easier because I've mastered how to create the correct prompts. And so it's shortened the time to do it. I mean, even with creating an email, I mean, this one sounds, you know, so in the industry that I work in, I know that your primary industry, you guys are like sending emails back and forth every day.
Yes.
So we are speaking verbally. The most we're doing is either on WhatsApp or whatever in-house, you know, communication system that we have. We're not always generating emails. And by the time that some of us want to send emails, we spend like an hour trying to generate one email, trying to put the words together. But because you want it to be formal, but I know that you can just put in your words, no matter the jumble, and in less than a minute, you have the structure.
The email.
I was trying to write no, I wouldn't call it a statement. It was feedback for someone that's almost the same rank with me in my school. And I had to be polite, but I wasn't feeling polite. So I was like, in May of 2005, you did this, and you know, you did this, and you know, by the time I finished, I was like, yes, I've laid out all my grievances. And then I told it, okay, so express this for me in a formal way. And I was impressed. It was a very polite, very formal email that projected my concerns. So it has its benefits. And so I would think as educators, instead of us to be scared of, I wouldn't introduce AI in the classroom for children to use. But I would say that teachers can use it. And then on an incremental basis, as they progress, like in secondary school, you can allow them to use it. And of course, as they start to use AI, children have to understand that the way that AI works, it collects information from like different places and puts it together, whether it's correct or not.
It's like the evolution, I would say, of the use of social media for children, for younger adults now. So, you know, in the beginning, it was, my child needs to have this. But we're beginning to see the dangers, which is what I mentioned earlier, that you would see the dangers. My mantra for most things is, let's find the balance. Let's find the best way. Like you said, it has its benefits.
It does.
So you must know how to use it and make the best of it. It has its benefits. It's the same way we now realize that you can't sit at your screen for the whole day.
True.
At the beginning, it was like, yes, this is life. Like, you know, now we're beginning to see the impact on relationships. It's the same thing. So
complete strain.
we need to get lessons, take learnings from what we have seen from social media, from, you know, just the regular computers, and start to apply that to the use of AI. So instead of doing away with it and just saying this thing is evil. How can we use it? How can we avoid the problems that we've had, for instance, with children on social media and being stalked and all of those dangers that
And
are
let's not
going
forget
on?
the human factor.
Yes, and now there are some things that
Yeah,
only humans can do, right?
Yeah, I can't give you this notch. I mean, if it does, I'll be running out of this room.
AI can't give me a warm hug,
Nope.
right? So there are some things that only humans can do. Even if it's simulated, it's still not human. So let's not forget that there is also that part.
Yeah.
And we also need to begin to create the awareness of letting our children and letting our society be more human.
Sure.
Because there are some things I mentioned. AI cannot end world hunger. Even when you have data, you have statistics, you need to marry information, data, facts, bring them together and start to think innovatively.
Yeah.
So children need to be nudged in the direction of creativity, innovation, because those things, AI will not be able to catch up to the human, who we are in our essence, which is quite creative and being able to solve problems, real life problems.
Yeah. I mean, I went to a conference and there was a guy there and he was saying, people are quite worried about AI and that he wasn't because he was originally a comedian. Or no, he worked with someone that was a comedian. And so they formed a tax agency. And so they had AI do most of the work, but when they interacted with people, because they're like naturally funny, they will come across really nice. And then people were communicating with them better. So it was a very funny model where a guy had created a tax agency and hired only comedians because he didn't need them to do the work of with the data. He needed the human interface, the interaction. And so that's like you said, some of the things that AI can do. So we can focus on, building all of the aspects of the things that AI can't do. The human factor,
Yes, the human part of it.
And jump on it. Take advantage. People are making millions and millions of money using AI tools, winning on a lot of time. Educators can see AI as a curating tool, and not be so scared.
Yes,
of it.
As we always say, if there's something AI has helped you do, let's know.
Let us know.
It's a wide space where we can learn from each other.
Absolutely.
So if there's a new tool that you think has helped you move forward as a teacher, maybe let us know in the comments and we can, share it among the ecosystem.
Let us know how you're getting your work done like that with AI, or if you're even scared and your experiences, do let us know. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode of the show, please like, subscribe, and comment.
And if you want us to talk about any topic at all, let us know in the comment section. Thank you.